A prosecutor well known in West Michigan will lead the investigation into possible voter machine tampering. Muskegon County prosecutor D.J. Hilson has been appointed special prosecutor in that case.
One of the people under the investigation is the Republican nominee for Attorney General, Matthew DePerno. News 8's Joe LaFurgey here now with details on this, Joe.
Sue, Brian Hilson, a Democrat, did not lay out a timeline for the investigation. Hilson declined to be interviewed, saying he can't discuss specifics of the investigation. But in a statement on his appointment, he outlined the process, saying his first job is to go over the evidence collected and decide if further investigation is needed. Saying, quote, once all of that work has been done, we will begin the process of reviewing all of the information, as well as reviewing the best process to use in determining whether there is sufficient evidence to issue criminal charges, end quote. The investigation centers around whether third parties who, despite ruling after ruling to the contrary, insist the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump, gained access to voting tabulators following the November 2020 election. Irving Township in Berry County is one of the 3 communities in the state where tabulators were seized. The Berry County clerk told News 8 earlier this year Berry County Sheriff Dar Leaf, who claims the authority to hold his own investigation into voter fraud, confiscated the machine. It was returned with a broken security seal. Another person identified as being part of the investigation is Republican Attorney General candidate Matthew DePerno. The Kalamazoo lawyer allegedly helped orchestrate the plan to get access to the tabulators from Irving Township and 2 northern Michigan townships, and that he was present in a hotel room when the machines were tested, presumably to prove they were or could be tampered with during the election. While the case falls under the AG's authority, it also creates a conflict of interest for Dana Nessel. The Prosecuting Attorneys Coordinating Council, described as an autonomous entity within the Department of Attorney General, made the decision to appoint Hilson, a Democrat who was elected Muskegon County prosecutor in 2012.
I don't know that she even had to go to an elected prosecutor. She probably could have gone to someone who is not an elected prosecutor, who was one, or who is an attorney of great renown within the state.
But should that someone have an R behind their name as a way to avoid the bad optics that could come with having a Democrat AG's office appoint another Democrat to prosecute the Republican she's running against?
No, not necessarily. It could be someone who's an independent. Could be a Democrat who is well respected even by Republicans. But understanding that no matter what, those people who are on the farther right end of this particular issue are going to want someone who is not a D, but an R prosecuting them.
Matthew DePerno tweeting out a statement in the last hour accusing Nessel of weaponizing her office at taxpayer expenses to go after political opponents, saying in part, this unprecedented election stunt is obviously entirely political, an abusive process, and a violation of Nessel's oath of office. You can read the entire tweet at woodtv.com.